Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a very important topic in elaboration of a business model, and this is about how to turn a business opportunity, how to turn a business idea into a real business model that works and into a business that is functioning and brings results and makes happy everyone. So everybody of us has 1.5 kilogram of brain. Everybody can see opportunities and everybody can analyze them, but not everybody is acting and acting professionally in order to have a successful business model and to have a successful growing business afterwards. So many would say that a business, when it starts in the startup phase, it will grow like this. Other people think that maybe if they will start a business or they will elaborate a business model in the startup phase, maybe their business will go like this. Maybe in the beginning it will grow, but then it will decrease, then it will grow, and somehow maybe there will be a moment in time when we have a successful business. Other people, maybe they think that my business would grow like this in levels, in steps. Sometimes they think that maybe I will jump somehow from one level to another. But let us think otherwise, and I personally believe, and I think that before we have a successful business, before we will elaborate a successful business model, before we'll be sure that if you start, we'll have not big risks to invest in our business. Before we'll invest our capital, before we will invest in our team, I think in the startup phase, we should elaborate our business model like this, and the process would look like this. Before our business will grow, maybe with a very high rate. We should, of course, first to analyze. Maybe then see problems. What is the problem in our business opportunity? What is the problem in our business ideas? Maybe we will find the first solutions, and maybe this solution is not the best one. And then we should check it. Then we should make another analyse, and then put down on the paper maybe the first version of business model before we will invest in our team, and before we will have results. That is why today I invite you to apply one of the most important tools in analyzing your situation, maybe yourself, or maybe analyzing your mentees if you are a business mentor, or maybe analyzing your business idea or your maybe opportunity. And a very important model, a very important tool to analyze your business and to have a very good start is SWOT analysis. And I would recommend, before you will go into elaboration of a business model, elaboration or analyzing your idea, just to analyze your situation, yourself, and to analyze your business opportunity, your team maybe, and to be sure that my opportunity will work. So how we can use this tool to start with a very good analysis? What are the main elements in this analysis? So I invite you in the next few moments to see how to use SWOT analysis in the first step of elaboration of a business model, and to put our 1.5 kilogram of brain together maybe with the team to see the 4 elements of your business idea or your opportunity. SWOT from English means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Of course, any business idea, any opportunity would have its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Maybe you have a pasta factory, and maybe you have very good experience in maybe food production, or you have a team with a very good qualification to produce pasta, or maybe you would have a very good a building or space for production, or maybe you have some equipments already developed or acquired meanwhile to develop a very successful business. Everybody would have its own strengths, maybe your personal ones, or maybe your company has strengths, or maybe your team. We should put together because it encourages us. It shows us that we can do this business and it's real to do. But in any business opportunity, in any business situation, we have also weaknesses. Of course, most of the weaknesses that I have encountered is linked maybe with lack of money, lack of capital to start it, or maybe a lack of some technologies that makes you very weak in comparison with somebody else, or maybe you don't have some experience, or maybe you are lacking some education, you need some training of your team. So weaknesses could be different. For example, if you are producing, you are a pastry company or a cafeteria, of course there are a lot of weaknesses that we can have. We need a lot of approvals by the states. You need a lot of certifications because you are selling food. You need process development. You need very efficient production because in a cafeteria there are a lot of processes and you need to optimize them. You should know and take into consideration that strengths and weaknesses, they are belonging to us. So strengths and weaknesses belong to us, or they are part of our inside problem or inside factors of the situation of our company or ourselves. That is why we have every time to find out strengths and weaknesses in ourselves or in our company, not from outside. Nobody is guilty or will be guilty of your weaknesses, or nobody will favor maybe your strengths because it belongs to you. It belongs to your company, or it belongs to your team or your family that is going to start a pastry business or a window production, or maybe a cafeteria, or maybe tailoring shops or something else. But in any situation, we would have factors or things that don't belong to us. They are coming from outside. They are part of our environment because any business is done in a certain environment, in a certain region, in a certain country with a certain legislation or a certain market. So, in this case, we will have threats that comes from outside. They don't belong to us. They belong to others, but any threats could impact significantly the implementation of or launching of any business. Of course, it could be a new competitor could come on our market. Maybe a Chinese company would come on Moldovan market or on the Vietnamese market or on other markets that will be a real threat for your production because they could sell maybe cheaper, or maybe they can provide a very successful, a very good technology for the market. Or maybe new legislation appeared that put a lot of barriers in your way to develop your business further. And today we have a very strong threat and a very big threat for all the economies of all the world, especially for the northern hemisphere. And this is linked with the lockdown of all economies and all businesses linked with coronavirus. You know that because of coronavirus, many companies now are locked down, many companies are closed, we have employee increase, and many companies, about, according to the polls, about 80% of the companies, they don't know what to do now, and they are seeing a real threat. Maybe we never had such a threat before, because it can stop their business, it can destroy their business, and it's very important every time to see all the threats, even they are maybe not so significant in the beginning. We should put on the list all of them. Maybe we could find for each of the elements of SWOT analysis, maybe 25 elements. Then we can stop, because it could be a lot of them, because many of them very often we cannot foresee, but it should be put down on the paper and to have a very complete SWOT analysis. Of course, not every time we would have threats from outside, from our environment. For a business person who put on work his 1.5 kilogram of brain, he every time will see opportunities, because in any threats, a real business person with the right mentality, with a person who put on work his 1.5 kilogram of brain, he will see every time opportunities. And I want to say to you that opportunities in business environment every time will be part of your life. So maybe an opportunity could be that you could provide a specific product that nobody so far have produced, because you observed that on the market this product is lacking. Or maybe you can start providing a new service that the society is demanding, or that the market is demanding. It's very important to see some things that is not on the market. Or maybe you know something that nobody knows, and maybe everybody is against you. You should try and use this opportunity, because it could be turned in a real opportunity that can bring a big light to your business and a big light maybe to the whole society. If you talk about this big threat now in the world, about coronavirus, of course, I was really impressed, and I was really encouraged to see on Facebook a lot of posts linked with they're selling masks, they're selling different equipment. Moldova never produced masks for protection. They never produced such a big quantity of sanitizers, equipment. But now many companies, they are selling different equipment, and they just in some weeks, they turn their production into producing different equipment and masks and protection equipment for against coronavirus. And even I saw on the streets that people are wearing these masks that I saw on Facebook posts. So it means that the masks are sold, and are sold in big quantities, because nobody now can find them. So also I have observed that on social media appears different products with that I never saw before. So they're using this lockdown, they're using this moment when nobody can go outside to deliver different products at home by online sales, by online delivery. So I was really encouraged to see that we still have in our country, we still have in our business environment people that put their 1.5 kilogram of brain at work. They make their SWOT analysis, they see their strengths and weaknesses, and of course they understood the threat, but they find the right opportunity to reorient their sales, to reorient their production to the other levels. Or I'm talking now with different business people in my country and asking them what you are doing with your production. For example, window production, or pasta production, or different construction material production. They said, we are following all the rules, we read all the rules, we read the legislation, we are keeping all the rules linked with the sanitary inspection, and we continue our work. We are continuing our production because we have demand on the market, and we have a very good delivery, and we take into consideration all the rules, all the threats of this virus, but we keep production. It means that they are people that are not discouraged, and they are people that could continue their business even in time of big threats. Of course, they analyze all the threats, they analyze all the weaknesses linked to this virus, they put at work all the rules linked with the sanitary protection, and they work. So after we did a very thorough analysis of all the aspects, of all the elements, of all the factors involved in our analysis, and before we will have written business model, before we'll have the growing phase of our business and input all at work all our investments, it's very important to put a very important question. Now what? So what we are going to do with all of this information? How this information can help us in developing this process or a very successful business model or a very successful business afterwards. And of course, strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities can help us very much to see what is the real problem. What is the problem that we need to solve in the elaboration of our business model or in our business. Because if you're not solving any problem, we'll not have clients and will not have a successful business. We'll not have a business that will create jobs, and will not have a business that will be successful. And of course, if you have a problem, we need then to analyze the problem. We need to find the right solution for the problem before we have a successful business model. So, what are the next steps in our analysis? What are the next steps in our business model elaboration? I invite you to talk about this in our next lesson. See you soon.